Welcome to G-Audiobook, where stories come to life. Immerse yourself in powerful, life-changing audiobooks that inspire, motivate, and transform. From gripping tales of redemption to stories of ultimate success, our AI-powered narrations bring you high-quality cinematic experiences designed to fuel your mind and elevate your spirit. Subscribe now and start your journey to greatness. G-Audiobook. Listen, learn, rise.
Let's start G. Title: Reborn, From Prison to Power. A story of self-discovery, discipline, and ultimate success. Chapter 1. The Fallen Child. Damian Carter was born into a world that never welcomed him. He grew up in one of the toughest neighborhoods, where hope was nothing more than a flickering light in the darkness. His father, a ghost who disappeared before he was born. His mother, a woman drowning in 3 jobs just to keep the lights on, and even that was never enough. Damian learned early that life was merciless. While other kids played with toys, he learned how to lie to survive. While they did homework, he watched men on street corners make fast money. School never made sense to him. Teachers looked right through him as if he didn't exist. Classmates avoided him because of his worn-out clothes. And at home, there was no comfort, only the endless fights between his mother and her latest boyfriend, a man who spent more time in bars than providing for the family. By the time he was 14, Damian was already on the path to becoming a child of the streets. It started small: skipping school, petty theft, late-night graffiti runs. But the outside world promised more: money, power, and respect. Chapter 2. The Descent into Darkness. Damian wanted more. He never wanted to feel powerless again. He never wanted to go hungry or see the disgust in people's eyes when they looked at him. So he started making deals with the wrong people. First, it was small errands, then bigger tasks. By 16, he was riding in expensive cars that weren't his, holding more cash than his mother made in a month. But with money came risk, and with risk came enemies. He became tougher, more ruthless. In his world, there was no such thing as enough. There was only more. But the deeper he sank, the stronger the pull of the streets became. He had enemies he didn't even know, and friends who were never really friends. Then came the mistake that cost him everything: a deal too big, a setup he never saw coming, a police raid that ended his life in seconds. At 19, Damian Carter was arrested, and this time, there was no way out. Chapter 3. Prison, the lowest point. The walls were high, the steel was cold, the days were endless. The first weeks in prison were hell. He wasn't the tough guy he pretended to be on the outside. Inside, he was just another number. The older inmates tested him, the guards ignored him, and reality hit harder than any punch. But Damian had 2 years to think, 2 years to either break or rebuild himself. He chose the second option. He started reading books on strategy, psychology, business, biographies of those who had risen from nothing to build empires. He trained his body, but more importantly, he trained his mind. By the time he turned 21 and his release date approached, he knew one thing: he would never come back here. He would reinvent himself. Chapter 4. The Long Road to the Top. Outside, there was nothing waiting for him. No friends, no opportunities, no money. But he had something he never had before: discipline. He took any job he could find: day laborer, pizza delivery, warehouse worker. He saved every dollar. He learned, invested in himself. And then he saw an opportunity. He started a small online business, buying and reselling, studying markets, recognizing trends. His past was a constant obstacle. Banks refused him. Investors laughed at him. But Damian was no longer the kind of man who took no for an answer. He found ways. He worked twice as hard as everyone else. While they slept, he planned. While they partied, he built. His business grew. First slowly, then exponentially. Chapter 5. The Rise of an Empire. By the age of 28, Damian Carter was no longer just an entrepreneur. He was a visionary. His company was a powerhouse. Real estate, tech, luxury brands, he owned them all. He had suffered losses, been betrayed, lost millions, but each time he came back stronger. He became one of the richest men in the country. His wealth? An oceanfront estate, larger than the hotels that once kicked him out. A fleet of luxury cars that even Hollywood elites envied. Private jets, yachts, diamond-encrusted watches. But more than that, he had respect. Not the kind of respect he once chased, but the respect that was earned. Chapter 6. The Lesson of Life. He stood on the balcony of his $50 million mansion, a glass of decades-old whiskey in hand, thinking. He had it all, but he knew. It was never about the money. It was about discipline, about willpower. He had learned that a man is not defined by his past. He is defined by his choices. And now, he had one message for the world. Your past does not define you. Your discipline does. If you want it, you can have it. No excuses, no regrets. Just the unstoppable will to be more. The end.
Thank you for listening to G-Audiobook. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful audiobooks. Your journey to success starts with knowledge, so keep listening, keep learning, and keep pushing forward. Until next time, stay disciplined, stay motivated, and never stop growing. G-Audiobook. Listen, learn, rise.